What's next in global events? Third World War, the rapture, a revival, the Great Tribulation. The body of Christ has been misinformed and misled for so long by the cunning craftiness of deceitful plotting. Once we understand God's eternal purpose for the earth and humanity, and then his pattern, principles, and plans, we will have an understanding about why things are going the way they are in the world. Enroll today for the next move of God course from the Kingdom University to find out and prepare for what is coming. With the enrollment, you will receive PDF versions of the 2 latest books by Abraham John, The Birthing of a Kingdom Nation and What Happened to God. The online course starts on October 17th, 2024. To enroll, please visit www.thekingdomuniversity.org.
Another health bulletin. Today we are following our cancer series, the second part. So last week we discussed what is cancer and the things that causes. And now we know what is cancer. We know it's a multiplication of cells that are damaged, okay, that didn't die when they're supposed to die, and now they multiply and cause disease. So today we're going to talk about the food, supplement, and cancer. Okay, so what do we supposed to eat, and what we don't supposed to eat in order for us to prevent cancer. Okay, this is going to be the bulletin for today. So I want you guys, let me give you some housekeeping first. Make sure that you have notes. Make sure that you have your phone so that you can take pictures of the slides, because the slides have a lot of information. Okay, and make sure that you watch this episode again so you can get all the information. This is not a whole comprehensive diet, but this is the most rich foods that fight cancer. Okay, the most rich food that fight cancer that I'm going to teach you, and the more things that are bad for you as well. Okay, and the same thing when it comes to the supplement, is not a whole comprehensive, but the most things that you can find that I know that it's going to be, in the hands, that you can get it at any supermarket or order at Amazon. That I know that you can get it right away. Okay, so make sure that you listen carefully every single thing that I'm going to be doing today. So producer, can you put the PowerPoint today? So as we say, the topic today is food, supplements, and cancer. So when we talk about cancer and we're talking about a diet, we want to have a diet that is colorful, okay? And the diet that have a lot of vegetables, a diet that is anti-inflammatory, that is a low carb, that you got a lot of healthy fats, okay? And a good protein. But most of the foods that have all the ingredients of the things that are anti-inflammatory and things that are good for cancer, they're mostly vegetables. But let's first talk about the 7 food groups to avoid if you want to lower your risk of cancer. So the first thing that you want to avoid is processed food. And you already know that, because processed food is made with a lot of chemicals. It's made with a lot of preservative, artificial colors, artificial flavor, emulsifiers, GMOs, or what they call now bioengineer. Now they don't say GMO anymore. So when you look at the packages of food and you say bioengineer, that means that they are GMO. So they have all these kind of different things in the processed food that you don't want. They have tons of sugars. They usually make with seed oils that they are super pro-inflammatory. That is not good for you. Okay, so that's the kind of food that you don't want to eat, processed food. Why? Because they're going to make you gain weight. They're going to give you, increase your risk for obesity. They're going to increase your free radicals, causing oxidative stress. The oxidative stress is going to cause damage to the cells. Then inflammation is going to come in, because the white blood cells are going to say, okay, this cell doesn't belong there, and they're going to cause inflammation. And because of the continuous of that degeneration of the cell, what's going to happen? You're going to get degenerative disease like diabetes, like heart disease, like autoimmune disease, and then even cancers. So that's the one main reason why you don't want to eat processed food. Now, the second thing that you don't want to eat is processed meats. Why did I separate that? Because processed food is, the cookies and the candies and the cakes and all that stuff. But some people think because the meat is more protein, and especially people that are doing the keto diet, for example, that they think that they can eat all kind of meat. But processed meats are not good for you. Why processed meat? Because they are preserved. They have a lot of salt. They either smoke it or cured. okay? And they have a lot of preservatives inside, and these meats have nitrates, okay? And nitrates and nitrates, which are not good for you and are carcinogenic. So what kind of food are those? Those are all the cold cuts, all the bacon, the hot dogs, the sausages, the beef jerky, the deli meats, even ham, turkey, pepperoni. You know how nowadays the trend is to have that charcuterie board with all the different pepperonis and the cheese and all the fruits and stuff like that. Don't eat the fruits, eat the maybe a little bit of the cheese, but don't eat none of the processed meat. Okay, make sure you do that. Another thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to overcook your meat, because when you overcook your meat, especially if you do it in a grill or in a barbecue, or you fry it in high temperatures in your pan, when the meat burns, it creates two type of chemicals. It's called HCAs and PSAs that are also carcinogenic. So you don't want to eat meat that has been cooked in the grill, especially when they are in high temperatures, and they sometimes they have the burning all around it and the black areas on it. You don't want to eat that. And I know a lot of people, especially in Texas, they love barbecues, they love grill. But please, that's one thing that you want to cut down as much as you can if you want to prevent cancer. You can go to the next slide. Milk. Everybody said, well, I thought milk does the body good. That's what the commercial says. But baby, and let me tell you why. Because the milk that we have nowadays is pasteurized, passed through the machine. Not only that, the cows, they have, antibiotics, they put estrogen, they put growth hormone, and all these other stuff that are causing, for example, inflammation. Milk make you collect a lot of phlegm. Milk is causing girls and even boys to hit puberty even earlier. It used to be that people, the girls used to get their periods around 14 and 17. Now girls are getting their periods early as 8 years old. That meaning that they're having all that hormone fluctuation early in their bodies, causing and because of the hormones that they put in the milk. Then that means they increase your estrogen, increase all the hormones in your body that can also put an environment for cancer. So that's one other thing why you don't want to have milk. Now there are other milk products, like for example a Greek yogurt, that if they make it without the sugar, if you buy it plain without the sugar, then they have a little bit more protein and it's more healthier to eat. But I always stay away as much as I can from dairy, because milk and dairy products are the top source of saturated fat and the negative type of saturated fat. They also contribute to heart disease, to type 2 diabetes, to Alzheimer's, create, like I said, a lot of phlegm and a lot of inflammation. Another thing that is really bad for cancer and that causes an environment of cancer is alcohol. It used to be where they used to say that you can have 2 cups of wine, at least 2 cups of wine, a day, and that would be fine. But let me tell you something right now. They did studies where you're not supposed to have none, because even a drop of alcohol, okay, cause breakdown into the cells, okay, and increase the secretion of acetal. I can pronounce it, acetaldehyde. That is a carcinogenic compound, and that promotes DNA damage and oxidative stress, interfere with your immune function. And remember that we need the immune system to work in the highest healing potential, so it can kill the cancer cells, okay? And what making difficult for your body to target the precancerous and the cancerous cells. So you don't want to have no alcohol whatsoever, okay? No alcohol whatsoever. Okay, you can go to the next one. And one of the things that you want to make sure that you avoid is sugar. Sugar, that is the main cause of disease, because sugar is, when you eat it in excessive amount, it creates obesity, it creates metabolic syndrome, oxidative stress, inflammation. All that will take you to cancer. Also, you remember that every cell in our body needs the sugar for metabolism, to be able to move and to have the energy and everything. But the cancer cells also need it, and they favor sugar. So the more sugar you have, the more food that you give into the cancer cells for them to grow and multiply. And you don't want that. One of the worst sugar that you can have is high corn fructose syrup. And where you find that kind of sugar? You find that kind of sugar. Usually find that kind of sugar on juices, sodas, processed foods, but most the ones that we eat the most is the one in juices and sugar in sugary drinks and sodas. And the thing is that we end up drinking a whole bunch more calories that we need to, because we think that by drinking we're not going to get weight, but we're going to gain weight because they have a lot of the sugar that is causing the disease in our body. Not to mention that most of the sodas, everything else that all the other ingredients that they have, they're also carcinogenic. Okay, they also have phosphorus and all the different things that those are supposed to be there that are also carcinogenic. So you don't want to have no sodas. And then fruit juice that you buy in the store, in the cartons or in the bottles, they add more sugar. It's not only the sugar that comes with the fruit, but they add more sugar. And it's not the same thing to eat the fruit or even put it in a smoothie when you actually have the fruit at home that is organic, and you actually put it in the smoothie with all the fiber and everything, you eat in the whole thing. That when you take out the juice, because when you just take out the juice, in order to fill a glass of juice with, let's say you are having orange juice, you're gonna need about 6 oranges to fill a glass of orange juice. But if you actually eat the orange, by the time that you eat your second orange, you're already full because of all the fiber and all the other nutrients that you have. So it's better for you to eat them than to drink them. And actually natural juice that you can have from home, not the carton juice that you buy at the store. Another thing that is one of our favorites also that many people like, especially us Hispanic, is fried food, especially starchy foods. If you fry starchy foods, like for example, French fries, it's going to cause a chemical called acrylamide, okay? And that also is found to be carcinogenic and also damage the DNA, and it causes induced apoptosis, meaning that it causes cell death. But people are going to tell me, okay, but last week you talked about that the reason why we have cancer is because apoptosis is not happening. But this type of apoptosis is that the cells are a little damaged, and now it's happening apoptosis, okay, before anything happened. So it's causing necrosis, meaning that tissue is dying inside of you, and you don't want that. And that's going to cause the cancer, and that's going to cause the tumors and stuff like that. So you don't want that. So that's the reason why you don't want to eat fried food, especially when they fry it over and over in the same oil. You don't want that. And that's especially what happened with, for example, McDonald's French fries. Okay, so you don't want to eat that. Let's go to the next one. So what kind of food do we want to have in order for us to fight cancer? Before I tell you which are the foods that do that, I need to explain you how they do it. There's a process called angiogenesis. So what is angiogenesis? It's the process that form new capillaries out of existing blood vessels in your body. Cancer cells and tumor needs these vessels to grow and multiply and travel. Our goal is to inhibit this process to stop the survival of any cancer cell and stop tumors from growing. And one way to do this is with anti-angiogenesis foods. Okay, we want to have foods that will stop the growth of capillaries around the cancer tumor or the cancer cell, so it doesn't have any way to be fed, and the cancer cell will have no other option but to die, because it's not receiving, the nutrient that it needs. If you see the picture here, you see how the one in the middle have like, it look like 2 tentacles, but those are capillaries. The capillaries are attached to it, and it's feeding the cancer. You see that it's bigger, but if you look, the ones in the left, the food and the nutrients are separating, and not allowing the capillaries to grow. So then that cancer cell, that damaged cells, cannot convert into a cancer cell, and that's one way that we can stop cancer. Okay. So what are the nutrients that we can find that do the antigenesis? I'm going to tell you the nutrients, and I want you to take a picture of this, because the very best way that you can find the foods that you need is that if you take the picture of this particular slide, and then you go to your computer and you Google and you find, okay, tell me all the foods that have flavonols. Like quercetin, for example. Quercetin is one of the flavonols. It's found in onions and in apples and in berries. Polyphenols, olive oil have polyphenols. EGCG, which is a green tea. Actually, they did a study You know that the green tea is when you boil the leaves of the tea in the water, you steep it. But when you get the matcha tea, which is the ground leaf itself, you get even more EGC and all the kind of phytonutrients that they say that they fight cancer, especially breast cancer. So girls, start having some more matcha tea, but please don't buy the Starbucks matcha tea, because the Starbucks matcha tea is a whole bunch of sugar with a little bit of green powder that the of the matcha tea and a whole bunch of sugar and all the stuff they put in there, and it's not going to give you none of the benefits. So buy your matcha tea in your house and prepare it in your house to make sure that you get all the benefits that you can get from the matcha tea. They also have other fatty nutrients called maricentine. That is, you can find those in onion, in hot peppers, in kale, and broccoli, rutabagas, and spinach. They also have others phytonutrients called flavonols. I'm sorry, flavonols called camphorates and ficestin that you can find in many vegetables and in many fruits. The good thing about vegetables and fruit is that they have many benefits. You taking it for the cancer, but it's going to give you so many other benefits and so many other nutrients, vitamins and minerals and everything else that you need, that they're always good no matter what. Another type of phytonutrient is urusolic acid. You can find that in rosemary, lemon balm, bourbon, oregano, sage, thymus, and it's beneficial whether you use the herb itself or you get the essential oil as well. And in another antioxidants, like you can find antioxidants in berries, in turmeric, in green veggies and grape. The highest veggies that have the antioxidants are the green veggies. So you want to make sure that you eat a lot of greens in your plate. And another type of phytonutrient is terpenoids. Terpenoids you can find in tea, in thyme, in cannabis, in Spanish sage, and citrus fruits. Citrus fruits are like oranges, lemon, and grapefruit, okay? So what are the most common angiogenesis cancer fighting foods? So the first one that I'm going to give you is flax seeds. Flax seeds, studies have shown that the regular consumption of flaxseed, also known as linseed, increased levels of natural angiogenesis and an inhibitor called endotastin. So flaxseed also are rich in omega-3. How can you consume the flaxseed? You can add flaxseed on your smoothie. Okay, you can add it in your oatmeal. You can add it in your porridge with quinoa porridge, or what else? You can. Sometimes I use barley. You can add it in your barley as well. But another way that you can use it more is that if you buy the seeds, because if you buy it already grounded, it spoils faster, get rancid faster. But if you buy the seeds, and as you need it, you take a salt shaker and you ground it and you put in a salt shaker. So when you cook your meal and you serve yourself your plate, you just pour a little bit on it. Like you pour in ketchup or something like that, you put a little bit on it. It doesn't change the taste, and you adding fiber, and you adding omega-3, and you adding all this good natural phytonutrients that are going to help you with cancer. Then another thing that you can that is good for fight cancer is quinoa. Quinoa is one of the grains that is a full protein, have all the amino acids of a protein needs. So many of the flavonoic substances identified in quinoa, including genistein, quercetin, and camphorol, have anti-angiogenic properties. Another thing that is really good that have a good also a phytonutrient is chocolate or cocoa. If you want to buy the cocoa, you want to buy it that is organic, okay? And if you want to buy the chocolate, it has to be dark chocolate that is at least 70 or higher percent to get this benefit, okay? And what does it have? It has the cancer protecting activity of catechins and porcine. Listen, all these names are so difficult to pronounce, but you can read it there. So it does have those great phytonutrients that are going to help in inhibiting the proliferation of cancer, remove toxins from the body, and reduce inflammation and suppress angiogenesis. Another great food that is also helping with cancer is carrots. Carrots are among the best foods to prevent cancer. It contains a lot of beta-carotene, which is an antioxidant that can be converted into vitamin A and aids in preventing cell damage, meaning that it reduces oxidative stress. Okay, because if it lowered all antioxidants help lowering the oxidative stress, meaning that the antioxidants clean up the free radicals. So as much antioxidants you can consume, the much better, because they clean up the free radicals. If they clean the free radicals, that means that you don't get oxidative stress. If you don't get oxidative stress, then the cells doesn't get damaged. Okay, another a vegetable or fruit that is necessary for fighting cancer are tomatoes. The thing about tomatoes that is, in order for you to get the lycopene, which is the nutrient that's going to help you, and the carotenoid to help you with the activity and antigenic activity, you need to cook it. So when you're making sauce, you know, with the tomato, or you're cooking tomato in a stew or something like that, that's when you can get the most amount of lycopene and carotenoids out of the tomatoes. So make sure that you eat tomatoes every day. The next one are papayas and all bright red color fruits. But papaya especially, I love papaya. You know, my mom is 84 years old and she eat papaya juice she drink papaya juice every single day. Every week I take her to the grocery store. She buy her papaya, she peel it, she take the seeds and she put it in a separate bag, and then she cut it and freeze it. And every morning she take a couple of those with a little bit of water and she make her juice and you take it every morning. Why? Because papayas are excellent for gut health. And remember what we talked last week. If your gut is working perfectly, then your body can take the nutrients that it needs and do everything that it needs for the cells. So papaya not only is good for cancer, but it's also good for digestion. It's also high in vitamin C, and it also have an enzyme called papain, and that it also help you lower inflammation. So if you have any digestive inflammation, any digestive problem, if you suffering from acid reflux, papaya. I remember when I was pregnant, whenever I was having the acid reflux and I didn't want to take Tums or anything like that, I will take a piece of papaya and take it, and it will take care of me. The other thing is that the seeds inside the papaya, they're anti-parasitic. So what I do usually is that when I make my juice with papaya, I take 4 or 5 of those seeds and I take it like pills, and then with my juice. And that makes sure, remember that what we studied last week, that also infections with viruses and parasite and all that stuff also increase your risk of cancer. So that's the one other way that you're going to reduce your risk of cancer. Okay, what about avocados? Who doesn't love an avocado? I love avocado. Avocado have so many uses. This is what I tell you. Everything that I tell you here have more than the user. And if you don't know, if you don't like it because you don't like the flavor, you can also find so many ways that you can, put it in a smoothie, put it in a blender, just or take it as a tonic or whatever. But you can use everything that I'm telling you one way or another. But avocados are my favorite. Avocados contain anti-angiogenic compounds such as lutein that are being studied for their cancer-fighting abilities. Plus, avocado is a healthy fat. It's a healthy fat. So eat all the avocados that you like. Another thing that are very great in antioxidants and many other phytonutrients are leafy greens such as kale, spinach, collard greens, arugula. Let me tell you something. One of the most healthy. I'm sorry, my mom is calling. One of the healthiest leafy greens that you can have is arugula. Arugula are excellent and have a lot of vitamins, a lot of antioxidants, are very delicious. So let me tell you something. When you prepare a salad, for example, let me tell you the best salad that you can have that is the best nutrient salad. When you prepare a salad, the best thing that you want to do is you want to put a bed of greens. Mixed greens. I know those iceberg lettuce. Every letter have their point, but you want, these greens are good for cancer. And then the next thing that you want to add is color. So you put vegetables of different colors. So you will put tomatoes and cucumbers and carrots, and then you want to be able to add a little bit more antioxidant. You can put some blueberries in top of it. Then you want to add a little bit of a healthy fat. You can have some avocados or maybe some nuts. And then you can put, your high omega-3 fatty meat there, and you will have a nutritious anti-cancer salad. And then for your dressing, you want to put olive oil that we talked that it was a polyphenol that help you also with cancer. And then you can put a little bit of lemon. We already talked that the citruses have a lot of vitamin C and antioxidants, and that will be perfect a perfect salad. So that's an idea there. So other veggies that are really good for you are cruciferous veggies. Those are like broccoli and kale and cauliflower. The cruciferous vegetables, they are excellent in tumor fighting foods. They have a substance called sulforaphane, a potent substance that aids in the battle against cancer. Another thing that you want to have is berries. Berries are nutritious. They may lower chance of developing cancer. Their lively color are caused by the anthocyanins, which are abundant in antioxidants, which protect cells from damaging free radicals that might cause cancer. So berries are also low glycemic. So even when you're diabetic, you can have berries because berries are low glycemic fruits that have very little sugar. So those are the type of fruits that you want to have. Walnuts and pecans too, but I put only walnuts here. They contain special substance including urolithin and L-glutamines, which are able to stop the growth of cancer cells by lowering inflammation and cell damage. So walnuts not only have good fats and have a lot of vitamins, but they also have this particular phytonutrients that's going to help you protect from cell damage. We have cinnamon. Do you know that cinnamon may be toxic to cancer cells, slowing their development and causing cell death? Cinnamon not only is a great anti-inflammatory, is a great antioxidant, but it's also lower your blood sugar and help you with the metabolism of sugar. And now you have the add up benefit that also fight cancer. Another thing that fight cancer are legumes, raw legumes, like all type of beans, the chickpeas and lentils. For example, legumes that are excellent for preventing cancer because of their high fiber content. They may reduce the incidence of colorectal cancer by fostering a healthy gut environment. So legumes will help you, with your gut health. And because they help you with your gut health, remember that your immune system, 60% of it is in your gut health. So if your gut is working good, the immune system is going to work good. And also, legumes make you feel full. And because they make you feel full, then you're going to eat less. So then you are going to be able to don't need that much other stuff that is going to make you gain weight. Another thing is, that word that you've been hearing lately, that GLP-1 thing, that help you eat less, legumes do that as well, okay? Another fruit that is good for you is grapes that also fight cancer, especially if they're purple or red, may be able to help prevent cancer. The skin are rich in resveratrol, an antioxidant that may be able to stop the growth of cancer. They've been doing many studies about resveratrol, and it not only help you with cancer, but it's also anti-aging. People nowadays, because especially if you are diabetic, grapes have more sugar, so you have to consume less grapes. If you're diabetic, or making sure that you're checking your sugar to see if you can have it. So people most likely they rather get an supplement, getting by supplement. Another thing that is good for you is fermented foods such as yogurt. If you get the real yogurt, kimchi, miso, sauerkraut. Sauerkraut, I love sauerkraut, but sauerkraut have a lot of benefits. Sauerkraut have nitric oxide. It help you with your vascular circulatory system. It help you with the digestive system. It have great probiotics, okay? And it's good for digestion. So it's a great thing for you to consume, especially the sauerkraut. It's the cheapest out of the other one that you can buy. Also help your immune system, to boost your immune system. So it's perfect for you to eat fermented food. And another things that you want to add to your food are garlic and onion. Not only the garlic and onion have quercetin, which is one of the cancer-fighting phytonutrients, is an excellent food fighting cancer. It has allicin, a substance that is tested and inhibit cancer cells. So inhibit the growth of cancer cells. So start seasoning your food, okay? A lot of garlic. Powerful cancer-fighting herbs. Turmeric. Who doesn't know turmeric? Turmeric is an anti-inflammatory. Turmeric help you with pain. Turmeric, they said that it's like the new Prozac. Turmeric also help you with the digestive system. And now the study shows that interfere with several cancer-related pathways, including cell proliferation, apoptosis, angiogenesis, and blood vessel formation and metastasis. So it help you stop the spread of cells. When for those that don't know me, my husband was diagnosed with cancer last year, and turmeric was one of the things that I add up to his regimen to help him with the cancer. You also have basil, are full of flavonoids. Basil have a protective effect against cancer. How do you can use basil? Oh, basil, they have you can use it in pasta, for example. The Italians use basil a lot in their food, so you can use the basil in your food. Rosemary. Rosemary is rich in carnosol, a phytochemical that can slow cancer cells growth, strengthen immune functions, limit the production of cancer-related hormones, and work as an antioxidant. Rosemary is also, you can use it for so many things. Not only help you with cancer, but you can have it in essential oil. You can actually have it, the dried herb, or you can have the actual herb, for the plant. You can use it in a tea. You can add it to your cooking. Not only that, you can make a concoction with oil and put it for your hair because it's excellent for hair growth. And the actual essential oil, you put it in your temple. It helps you relax and it helps you with memory as well. So it's also excellent. We have thyme that contains terpenoids, a group of phytochemicals that can work as antioxidants and may protect cells from cancer. You also have ginger. Who doesn't know ginger? It's a great anti-inflammatory, but ginger, whether it's dry or whether it's fresh, have great antioxidant, and they are, like I said, great anti-inflammatory property. You also have oregano. Oregano is not only an antiviral, antibiotic, but also contain a substance called carbapenem, a molecule that may help offset the spread of cancer cells by working as a natural disinfectant. Oregano is a great antibiotic. I use it for everything. Let me tell you how you can make great oregano oil. You get a real good olive oil. Okay, you get a mason jar. You fill the mason jar with dry oregano, a little bit more than half, and then you cover it with olive oil onto the top, and then you mix it to make sure that cover the whole oil a little bit, and then you put it like a little bit more, like this much more than the top of the oregano. You cover the mason jar with a cloth, with a dark cloth, and put it in your cabinet and leave it there about 4 or 5 weeks. But every week you take the bottle and you shake it, and put it back. Or either, mix it with a spoon. Make sure that the spoon that you use is wood, made out of wood, not metal. Okay? And you let that sip there for about 4 weeks. After that, you can, drain and put it in your dropper. And you can use it, if you have fungus in your nose, you can use it there. If you have a sore throat or you having a cold, you can put it, you can add it in your smoothie or in your food. You can cook with it. So it's very, you can use it for so many things, the oregano. Another thing that you can, another herb that is really good is cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is not the same as habaneros or all the other one. All the other hot peppers, they burn the inside of your intestine. But cayenne pepper doesn't do that. Cayenne pepper actually help you with your circulation, speed up your metabolism, and besides all that, it's a powerful antioxidant found in cayenne pepper. The capsaicin is a powerful antioxidant found in cayenne pepper, stifle the growth of prostate cancer cells. In some instances, capsaicin may even be able to kill cancer. So, you can use all this to cook, add it into your food. It also, all of this can come in essential oils, and all of this can come as well in powder as well. And I forgot can you put it back because I forgot saffron. Saffron, that it contains water-soluble carotenoids called crocins, which may inhibit tumor growth and progression of cancer. So saffron is excellent to prevent cancer, but also saffron is excellent for people that suffer ADHD to calm them down as well. So saffron is real great herbs. Let's go to the next. So right now, the next few slides, I'm going to go to the big ones that people always talk about that is trending out there and the people want to learn a little bit more. So soursop. Soursop is a fruit that grows mostly in the Caribbean and in Central America. Soursop leaves, study has shown that suppress prostate cancer cells and reduce prostate size in rats. Cause apoptosis of cell death of lung cancer cells, inhibit the migration and invasion of colon cancer cells, stabilize breast cancer cells. So Soursop leaves are excellent for cancer. They said that they are like a natural chemotherapy, but it's not. It's how can I explain this to you? Soursop is not something. The soursop leaf tea is not something that you want to take forever. Okay, you don't want to take it forever. You want to be able that if you are diagnosed with cancer, that you can take it during the course of your cancer. But usually you want to take it for 10 days, no more than 30 days. Because let's say if you want to prevent cancer, a lot of these supplements, a lot of these herbs that I'm telling you, you don't use it all the time every single day. You can switch for a period of time, one and the other one. Why? Because when you take soursop for way too long, then you can let it cause a little bit of damage into your liver. Even though that soursop is a protective to your liver, and it's excellent if you're just doing a liver detox. But if you do it for a long time, because they have chemo like chemo properties in the way that it works, that it could do damage if you do it in the long run. So you don't want to do it in the long run. But on the other hand, if you eat in the fruit, you can have the fruit anytime. The fruit, you can have it when you are, in juice. I do it in popsicles. I do it in smoothies. I put it, you can eat it fresh like that. It doesn't matter. The one thing is that also soursop lower your blood pressure and lower your sugar. So if you're consuming a lot of these, you want to make sure that you're monitoring your sugar and you're monitoring your blood pressure. Okay, it's very important. Another thing is, people, when you're doing a change on your diet, especially if you already have a chronic disease like diabetes and high blood pressure, you need to check your sugar and you need to check your blood pressure to monitor, so you make sure that you don't dip down while you're taking this medication, and you be able to report to the doctor so the doctor can remove you for any medication or change the dosage. But don't do like I have this happen with plenty of my clients where they make changes, but then they don't want to check. They don't check their numbers every single day. You cannot wait until you go to the doctor, because between the time you start your change and you go to the doctor, sometime a month, 2 months, 3 weeks, it can go by, and your sugar or you can be deep in or going too low or going too high, and you're not monitoring. So and you cannot take away yourself out of any medication. It have to be the doctor. You have to show the doctor that you're doing the right things. That's why when you make changes, for example, if you're a diabetic and you're making changes in your diet, then you're supposed to check your sugar in the morning fasting, then 2 hours after breakfast, 2 hours after lunch, 2 hours after dinner, and then just before you go to bed. And then if it is your blood pressure, you check it in the morning, and then you check it in the evening. And you log that so you can see the trend and the changes. So if you see that it's too low, then you can call your doctor and say, okay, I've been doing this and this and that. I need you to adjust my medication. Don't just go and change your lifestyle and don't change, don't monitor your condition, so that way you can make the changes that need to be done by the doctor. Okay, it's very, very important that you understand that. So let's talk about black seed cumin oil. This is another thing that I add up into the regimen of my husband. It's also excellent when it comes to avoid cancer. It contains an ingredient that is called thymoquinone, considered as a potent anti-carcinogenic and anti-mutagenic agent, and aqueous and alcohol extract of this oil were found to be effective in vitro in inactivating breast cancer cells. So it's very powerful. This is how, let me show you how the black seed oil look. It look like this. I mean, let me see if I'm showing you. Okay, like this. This is the brand that I use. This is another product, people, that you cannot use for a very long time. Okay, if you are somebody that have history of cancer, because mama, our grandma, uncle, sister, they all have, and you want to prevent cancer, but black seed oil will be a good way to do it. But then you want to do it by, you can use it as in a dressing. You can add it in your cooking. If you have the actual seed and you have it in the powder, add it in seasoning your food or in your cooking and things like that. But when you want to drink it as a supplement, which is 5 ml, which is a little bit less than a teaspoon every single day, you want to do it for no longer than a month at a time, unless you are in actual active cancer treatment because it's very protective of your cells, so the chemo doesn't damage all the good cells also. So you can do that way, but otherwise you want to only take it for no every single day. So when my husband was having the cancer, I will give it to him 1 teaspoon every single day, Monday to Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday he would got a break, and then again Monday to Friday. But otherwise, if you are the person, like I said, with high risk of cancer because of family, or high risk of cancer because you suffer a chronic condition, or high risk of cancer because you did your panel of all your genes and it shows that you have this gene and that gene that are not activated, but you want to make sure that you give a good environment to those genes, you want to take this, you don't want to take it forever. You want to take, like I said, few weeks, and then you take few months, few weeks off, and then you take it again. It's very important that you understand that. You can put the same slide again, producer, please. Also, the thymoquinone also complements standard anti-cancer drugs without any added toxicity. You see, you can take it with chemotherapy at the same time because it helps. Studies have also shown that black common seed oil has potent antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, and antiparasitic. So this oil is not only good to consume, okay, also great for your skin, especially if you have acne, great for your hair, help you with the wrinkles and all that stuff. Is really good for a lot of stuff. Okay, so now you can put the next slide. Now we're going to talk about mushrooms. There's a type of mushroom called Ganoderma lucidum. It's called the reishi mushroom, is what you usually call it in the out there in the store. Have been shown to inhibit the growth and invasiveness of some cancer cells in the laboratory, including certain forms of breast cancer. Other mushrooms, because there's a lot of more mushroom variety that may inhibit anti-cancer activity, includes shiitake, maitake, coriolus, or turkey tail mushrooms. And they contain a substance called lentinin. A substance found in shiitake mushroom has been shown in the lab to inhibit the growth of human colon cancer by inhibiting some enzymes that promote the activity of cancer-causing substances called carcinogens. So what this does is that help you break down all these toxins that are carcinogenic in your body. So that's how you can add mushrooms into your diet. How do I do it into my diet, for example? Because remember that we talked before about turmeric. So I like, and we talk about ginger that is good for you, and healthy fats like coconut and olive oil, all that stuff. So I do golden milk. I do a golden milk that already come fortified with different types of mushrooms, especially the reishi and the shiitake on it. So because I don't have coffee, then I have that every single day. Let me show you the one that I use so you can see. I'm not over here promoting nobody. I'm not getting paid for this, but this is one that is completely organic, okay? And it also has the turmeric, the ginger. You have the cinnamon too, and have all the functional mushrooms, and it's gluten-free, soy-free, no artificial sweeteners, no milk, no added sugars, no alcohols, no anything. Completely good. And here you have more than one of the supplements that you need, and you can and you just add, either you can have it in as a tea if you just add water, or you can have it as a golden milk if you add almond milk or coconut milk. I like it with coconut milk. It tastes delicious with coconut milk. Okay, so what are the cancer fighting vitamins? So the cancer fighting vitamins are vitamin E, especially the tocotrienol T3, especially the delta, the beta, and the gamma T3. Is considered considered to be the most potent vitamin E form. It inhibits angiogenesis, especially prostate cancer cells, reduce cell proliferation, and increase apoptosis. So if you want to consume a vitamin E, you want to make sure that is the scientific name of it is tocotrienol, because they have they have tocopherol and they have different names. So you want the tocotrienol T3, okay? Whether it doesn't matter if it's delta, beta, or gamma, and that's the perfect vitamin E that you can take. The other vitamin that is excellent and is needed for fighting cancer is vitamin D. We need vitamin D. Vitamin D is almost like a hormone. So you need vitamin D. Vitamin D, you can take it from the sun, but not everybody goes out there and spend time in the sun. We're supposed to spend, depending on how fair your skin is, in the early morning sun, If your skin is very fair, you want it maybe half an hour to 20 minutes. But people like me, I probably will be there like a good half an hour, 45 minutes. And if you're darker, then at least an hour in good sun to make some vitamin D. But a lot of people are deficient on vitamin D, and vitamin D is needed for so many things in your body, including inhibiting cancer. That you make sure that you want to supplement with your vitamin D. Now, when you buy the vitamin D supplement, make sure that you vitamin D3, okay? No D2. When you go to the doctor will do the test, the vitamin D 125OH test. But then he prescribe you the D2. Why he prescribe you the D2? Because the D2 is synthetic, and he's the only one that he can make money with. The pharma can make money with. So that's why the one that they're going to make you buy it at the store. It costs you a whole bunch of money, when you can just go to any pharmacy and get vitamin D3 a lot cheaper and get the actual activated vitamin D that you can take. Okay? Another vitamin that you need that is a great anti-cancer is vitamin C. But for cancer, vitamin C is needed in high concentration. So nowadays, if you notice, they have what they call the IV bars that you go to have vitamins. That's a good thing that you can have at least once a quarter if you want, especially if you have high risk of cancer in your family, or you know that you have one of the genes that can give you cancer. To have a high concentration of vitamin C, you can go and have one of those IV. But vitamin C can alter the metabolic activity of endothelial cells, decreasing the ATP levels and cell proliferation. Meaning that if you decrease the ATP levels, it means that it's not sending any energy into the cancer cells. That's why there's actually, if you go, when I talk next week and we talk about treatments, vitamin C in high dosages is one of the things that they do as a treatment for cancer. What I tell people is that you can take, I take usually like 2 grams of 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C 3 times a day. Vitamin C, you cannot usually overdose of it because it's a water soluble. So you will urinate it, through the day anyway. The thing is keeping a level of vitamin C in your body. So especially when it's I usually take the 1,000 every day, but when it's the COVID season or it's a viral season or things like that, you have to do it. Okay. Then you have vitamin K that inhibits vascular endothelial growth factor receptor that depend vascularization. Then you have vitamin B12 that reduce homocysteine. Homocysteine is a measure that measure inflammation in your body. So if you lower homocysteine levels, you're also not only going to be able to inhibit cancer, but it's also going to lower inflammation and blood pressure as well. Okay, what some of the cancer fighting supplements is you got prebiotics and probiotics, because you want to have a great digestive system and you want the probiotics to boost the immune system. So you want to get real good probiotics. You also want to get digestive enzyme, especially if you're the kind of person that don't digest meats well. You want to have a digestive enzyme. You want to use the ones from the brand Now. Those are the best. Also, you want to have digestive enzyme. If you are a person that have bad digestion, okay, but that way you get all the nutrients out of the food. Another thing that you want to get also to avoid cancer is magnesium. Magnesium have like 10 different type of magnesium. Depending on the magnesium that you need is the magnesium that you're going to take. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post below in the comment area the different type of magnesium, so you know what. But magnesium is using over 300 processes in the body, metabolic and somatic processes in the body. So we need it in many things for the cell to survive and be healthy. Another thing that we need is omega-3. You need at least 1,000 to 2,000 a day. Omega-3 not only is going to cut inflammation, lower your cholesterol, lower your triglyceride, but it also fight cancer. We already talked about the vitamin D3. You also need a multivitamin. Now, I prefer that you get a liquid multivitamin, because a liquid multivitamin, you're going to absorb most of the vitamin. When you take vitamins that come in a pill, okay, most of it, or the process is going with the digestive system, and you're not getting any. So you want to get the liquid, that way you can absorb all the vitamins. The next thing you want to get is zinc. Zinc also is an anti-cancer as well as boosts your immune system. Iodine, like I told you before, iodine is not only good for your thyroid, it's good for all your glandular tissue, like your pancreas, your breast, your ovaries, your prostate. So you guys need more iron. We need at least 150 micrograms. And then you also need activation of the NRF1 and NRF2. NRF1 is a protein that activates the growth of your mitochondria. Mitochondria is the energy powerhouse of your cells. And your cells need to have the energy to be healthy and do all the processes that the cell need to do. So if what happens is as we get old, that particular protein is not activated anymore. So when one of your mitochondria die, they die and they'll get replaced. But if you get NRF1, you can activate your body to make more. And the same thing happened with the NRF2. The NRF2 is going to control your oxidative stress by cleaning up all your free radicals. So it's necessary for you to get all the free radicals out, because you cannot consume as much antioxidant as you can. To do that, that will do a help to activate so your body can make the antioxidant that God created in your body. And that way you won't have the oxidative stress and the inflammation and the damage on the soul that will cause the cancer. So I hope this information help you, and that you tune in next week so you learn more about the treatment, conventional and natural treatment for cancer. Thank you so much, and I see you next week.